before I know it, I'm standing in Montreal talking to the most attractive girl that I've ever spoken to. I started speaking to her in French, and she realized that my French was absolutely trash, so she started laughing, and we started having a pretty good conversation in English. I was asking her some questions about her, explaining how I'm just traveling in the city for a week. The conversation's flowing well, I'm holding good eye contact, and as soon as I know it, there's a long pause of awkward silence. She's just looking at me, just smiling, waiting for what I'm going to say next. Instead of playing it cool and asking her to show me around the city or asking for her Instagram or doing anything else, I start overthinking the whole situation so badly. I literally feel like I'm about to shit my pants, and I just panic. I don't say a thing, I just walk away. I had literally done the hardest part. Everything was going good, but I just panicked and overthought the whole situation. Now, this situation might seem like a pretty big L, which it was, but just a few short years ago, I was in a completely different place, and I would have never had the balls to even go and speak to that girl. If you go back from that moment about 4 years ago, I was starting middle school, and like a lot of young people my age, I did not have many friends. I barely had any. I didn't know how to talk to people. I felt extremely shy, and I felt extremely isolated from everyone else around me. Going into middle school, my best friend had just moved away, and I didn't really have anyone who I was really close with anymore. Yeah, I knew some people here and there, but I always felt like so nervous to go up to talk to them, and I didn't actually know how to communicate well with other people in order to form like an actually good relationship with them. I often felt that I wasn't good enough to actually go and be friends with these people because I thought that I wasn't good enough. I felt like no one would actually want to be friends with me, so I wouldn't go up and actually start to speak to new people and meet other people. It's kind of funny because I used to walk around the hallways at lunch break pretending that I had something to do at lunch, just to avoid different people who would come up to speak to me because I felt so awkward and so nervous around them that I just pretend like I had something to do. I remember I used to walk around the hallways and I'd literally go to the bathroom like 4 times a lunch break within an hour, and I didn't have to go to the bathroom that many times. I literally would just go to the bathroom pretending I had something to do. I'd open up like the calculator app on my phone, I'd open the weather app. Yeah, I was that bad. So this video is a no bullshit guide on how to actually make friends. I'm not gonna give you the stereotypical advice of just be yourself and just go join a sports team or join the music program or join the chess club, because in reality, that advice is trash. Yes, that's how you eventually meet people, but if you take someone in my situation, when I went to go join these sports teams, I would not speak to anyone because I was too scared. It's like telling a skinny guy who's trying to bulk up and gain some muscle that he just needs to go to the gym and you'll have it all figured out. That's all you need to do. That's not going to work. You need to explain to him how to actually do the proper exercises, what workout split to do, how to progressively overload, and how to eat properly and how to sleep. And once you have that, then you can actually start making some progress. But if you have no idea where to start, then you're not going to get anywhere. The first step you need to take is developing a better mindset when it comes to social skills and interactions in general, and forming friendships and relationships with people. You have to take a look at why you don't have many friends right now. For me, it was because I was extremely awkward and my best friend had moved away, but also I felt like I wasn't good enough to talk to these people, but I also felt like I was too good to talk to others. Like a lot of people, I wanted to be friends with the popular kids and the cool kids, you know, like stereotypical fashion, and I felt like other people who would be open to talking to me and are actually really cool people, I would think I was too good for them, and I thought that I couldn't be friends with these people because I needed to be at the top of the social hierarchy, and I needed to be friends with these people over here and not go talk to these people. It's going to be a hard hit to your ego because you're actually going to have to realize that, yeah, I'm not as cool as I think right now, and I do need to do some internal work to actually resolve some of the issues that I have. For me, it was getting over my social anxiety, and it was reassuring myself that I was good enough to be there, and it was journaling and doing and taking some practical steps to actually work on myself before I started being comfortable with going and talking to people. The other part was that I figured everything bad was happening to me, and I had the victim mindset. I thought that the world was against me and I was always being so negative. I started to kind of adopt the lone wolf mindset that, yeah, I don't need other people and I'll just do this all myself. And that is an extremely lonely experience, and you will just be miserable your entire life. So if you want to go down that road, feel free. But I'm gonna assume that you don't want to live like that and you're actually ready to start forming some decent relationships. Kind of the second half of this involving mindset is understanding what true friendship really is. If you're just looking for friends to hang out with, then that's okay. But for a lot of people, including myself, and I'm gonna guess you want to develop lifelong friendships and people that you can actually trust. A friend isn't just someone that you spend time with and hang out with. There's someone that you can form a deep connection with and relate to on a lot of different levels, and that comes with time. But you want to make sure the friends that you're actually making are quality people. Like I said, I wanted to go be friends with all the cool kids, and a lot of those people were getting into partying, drinking, and smoking, and that is not the path that I wanted to go down. And it was actually kind of a blessing in disguise that for a while I was a little bit lonelier, and that helped me find a really good group of friends and meet a lot of cool people. But if I would have gone down that path of trying to be friends with the popular kids, then my life would look a lot different than it does right now. Okay, the first step to actually starting to form real connections and actually starting to meet people is you need to plan fun things in your life. Whether that's going to check out a new restaurant where you live, or I don't care what it is, you just have to start planning fun things into your life. And these need to be things that you genuinely want to do. If you don't have anyone to go with, just go do them by yourself. And then eventually, as you're starting to do these things and you meet new people, you can invite other people. You can't just expect to start doing fun things once you meet other people, because no one's going to want to be friends with you because you're not doing anything fun. You're just sitting at home watching Netflix and playing video games all day. Friends come into your life and you want them to be attracted to the kind of lifestyle that you're living. So once you're actually living a fun life and you're doing things you enjoy and you're a happy person, then people are naturally going to be attracted into your life, and you're going to have something to invite these people to do. You don't have to go crazy with this. Just start with one thing a week. It doesn't have to be super crazy. Just start doing fun things around you. It's extremely simple. We have the internet for a reason. You can just go on your phone and Google fun things to do around me, and you're gonna find stuff to do. I live in a small town in Canada, and there is still a whole bunch of stuff to do here. Like, look at the nature behind me. Go for a hike or do anything. And if you're in a bigger city center, there are so many things that you can do with your time. Just make sure you're actually doing fun things, and then eventually you're gonna be able to invite other people to go do those things with you. Now, step 3 is you need to start talking to people. Now, this doesn't mean you go up to someone in your class and start talking to them right away and that's all you do. I'm saying you need to practice your social skills. For me, I had to go up and talk to a lot of random strangers. For me, the biggest thing was I was so scared to go and talk to people. Like, there was nothing that freaked me out more than going and actually initiating a situation. You can't wait for people to come to you. Yes, you might meet someone who's really outgoing, but it's so much easier to just become that person yourself and actually start inviting people to go do things, because once you become the initiator and you're comfortable with speaking to other people, then you can make as many friends as you want. And once you get a certain amount, then you're gonna have an awesome crew to go do stuff with. So you need to start going to talk to people. Maybe go for a walk 30 minutes around where you live, and just once you see someone, ask them how their day is going, make a comment about the weather, or just anything you want. You could even start with just walking by and just smiling at them. Once you kind of get comfortable with interacting with new people, then it makes the interactions where you're going to invite someone to do something a lot easier, because you're comfortable with speaking to new people. Now, you have to learn that rejection is going to happen. Some people won't want to talk to you, but that's fine. And once you learn that rejection is just normal, and once you have a couple people that say they don't want to talk to you and they just kind of walk away or ignore you, then it gets a lot easier, because the worst thing that's going to happen from an interaction is literally rejection. They're not going to pull a knife out and stab you. Hopefully not. That has a very low chance of happening. So once you've felt rejection a couple times, then it doesn't sting as bad the next few. So that's the main thing that I was scared of. I was scared that people wouldn't want to talk to me, but in not talking to people, that's what was happening. So I was literally, the worst thing had already happened to me, so I had nothing to lose. And I started to go and talk to new people, and the majority of people, at least where I live, and I assume you as well, are very kind, and they're gonna be down to speak to you. So you just have to get out of your comfort zone and start initiating interactions. Once you're comfortable with initiating interactions and you've actually started to meet some people, then you can go to speak to people in your school, or maybe join a sports team, because you've gotten comfortable with speaking to new people and you've actually developed your social skills a little bit. If you just go to a team and you're not going to say anything, then it's worthless for you to be there. You can't put the cart before the horse. You have to work on your skills a little bit and then actually go apply them. You can't just expect to go in a basketball game and have never played basketball before and expect to help your team out and actually get some points. You need to practice first. You need to practice by yourself. Then you go and you can help your team, and you practice with your team. Then you go into the game and actually compete. So you need to start practicing by yourself with just people around you, random strangers, and then you can go start actually forming some decent relationships. Then once you've had a few interactions with people around you, then you can start inviting them to go do other things, and then you're actually going to start being friends with them. My bonus point for you in this video is to get the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. When I tell you there is no better book for social skills than this book, I am not lying. It is literally the Bible for social skills. That is all you need. Get that book, read it, and go practice what it's telling you and apply what I'm telling you in this video. You will not need any other help for your social skills because you will just naturally start developing them, and it is way easier than you actually think it is. Once you get over your fear of rejection and you've actually done it a few times, it's going to get so much easier and you will make way more friends than you ever thought possible. The fourth and final point of this video is we have the internet for a reason. Our generation is the most connected and also the least connected socially that we've ever experienced in the world, because we have social media and we have things like Discord, YouTube, and all these online platforms where we can meet people. And the paradoxical thing is that social media makes a lot more people disconnected because they're always on their phone and they're not actually going out to meet new people. But if you can find a community of good, like-minded people, then you can talk to them and actually relate to these people. A great example of this is the self-improvement niche. There are so many big YouTubers out there who have Discord communities and online private schools and things where people can go to congregate and meet each other and talk about interesting things that they have in common. There's not a lot of people in real life who have this exact same interest of you and follow all the same influencers and listen to the same podcasts. But on the internet, there are so many more people that are like-minded, same as you and me, and have the exact same core values and principles, and you can meet them because people have set up platforms. So find something you're interested in. It doesn't have to be self-improvement. It might be music, it might be sports, it might be books. I don't know what you're into, but whatever it is, I'm sure there is an online platform somewhere. And once you've actually learned some social skills and you learn how to interact with people and be polite, just basic human communication, then you can go start meeting really cool people on these social platforms. You won't believe how many people are out there that are actually going to relate to you and are going to be so stoked to meet you because you have the same interests of them. That is the beauty of the internet. It can either be your biggest downfall or it can be your biggest tool, and utilizing it for something like this can be extremely productive. You can meet people who will inspire you to do new things and teach you new lessons, and you might even want to get into starting a business with them or working on a new project. Like, I've met so many people through the internet who have made music with that I would have never met in my hometown. Yeah, there's a lot of great musicians here that I play with, but there are so many more other people in all corners of the world, and the internet is what connects us. So don't be stupid with this. Don't spend 3 hours a day on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, but find some people who you relate with and find where they're congregating online so you can make some cool connections and meet some cool people. I know it's difficult to get out of your comfort zone and start initiating interactions with other people, but trust me when I tell you that friendship is what's going to glue your life together. There's no point of developing yourself and working on your character and working on your purpose if you don't have anyone else to share it with. We are social creatures by nature. If you were meant to be alone, you would be the only person on this earth, and you are not. There are 7 billion people on this earth, and you need to find other people to share your life with. That is the beauty of life. Social connection is what we need. It's going to make your life so much better. So once you start getting comfortable with interactions and you start to put yourself out there, then your life is going to blossom into something so beautiful because other people teach us things. I would not be the person I am today if I didn't have the influence of the great people around me and the great people that I met online, because other people are what build your life up, and life is not meant to be lived alone. I hope you take these steps in this video to actually start meeting new people. Now, before you go, I do have a shameless plug for you. Yes, I do sell things on this channel because I think I can help people, and if you've related to what I've said in this video, then this might interest you. If not, you can just leave. I don't care. Do what you need to do, but I do offer one-on-one coaching. So if you have other aspects of your life that you're trying to improve, like your fitness, your mental health, your social skills, your discipline, and working on your purpose or trying to find your career, then I do offer one-on-one coaching calls in the description. You can go check that out. I'm only taking a few students because I don't have too much time. And yes, it costs a little bit of money, but if you think it's a worthy investment that you want to make, then go ahead. And you can click that link in the description, top link in the description. Yeah. I'm not trying to sell you a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm just saying if you genuinely think this might help you, then go ahead. It's 1 hour long call with me a week. Discuss your goals, discuss what you're trying to achieve in your life. And I believe I can help you take your life to the next level. And I'm also doing daily check-ins with you. I'm going to send you a few messages a day to make sure you're not goofing off and losing track of your goals, and I'm making sure that you're actually held accountable for the life that you want to live and improving your life, because it's so easy to try and do self-improvement alone and fall off of it. You need someone to hold you accountable. You need other people who you're on this journey with, and I think that's the next stage of me helping people. I want to work with people close, one-on-one. I want to work with young people who are on the same wavelength as me and actually want to achieve something extraordinary in their life. And I know it can be a lonely journey when you're on self-improvement and you don't relate to a lot of the people around you. And trust me, I've been there. But your journey is going to be so much more enjoyable, and you're going to make so much more progress fast if you have someone to actually go on this journey with you. So if that interests you, go ahead. If not, I'm still glad you watched this far in the video. Hopefully this helps you. Yeah, go make some friends, go do whatever you want. Hopefully you're having some fun in life. And here's a cool montage of me doing stuff like the intro. Okay, all right.